Ladies and gentlemen, let me start to explain you the way they are dressed. Now, obviously, they don't dress up like this every single day, but this is the way the traditional. Nem, persze nem. Dani, nézzük, küld ki a... Hát küld ki, légy aki nem ide valója, akik most bejöttek. So, anyway, can you see any difference between the ladies? There is one who is a little bit different from the others. In what way?
One doesn't have a hat.
Right, she doesn't have a hat. Her head is not covered. Now, in the old times, as long as you were a girl, you were not married, you could only wear a ribbon. They all had long hair, that was obvious. And in their ponytail, they were wearing red ribbons. And as soon as they got married, they had to cover the head. Now, colors didn't really matter. I mean, whatever they preferred, whatever matched the eye, whatever their mothers liked and they inherited whatsoever, doesn't matter, but the head had to be covered. The necklaces, the pearls on the neck. Now, they started to wear them when they were like 4 years old. And the older they got, the more and more and more and more pearls, if they were lucky especially, they could wear. Now also, it depended very much upon the financial situation of the family, obviously. Now on each necklace you find some flowers, and in the very middle a shiny little thing, either a mirror or anything that shines, that keeps the evil away. But the flowers, that's not very obvious, because in the old times, when the boyfriends or husbands went to the war, they left buttons from the uniforms behind. Now they put the buttons on the necklaces, and when or if the boyfriend or husband came back, the buttons went back to the uniforms and they put some flowers instead. So it had to be an extra decoration. The vests are hand knitted, again the color is up to them. And you see that all the shirts always short sleeves, always. Women never ever wore long sleeves, only men wore. If they were cold or when they were cold, they just put a jumper on, but the shirts were always short sleeved. And again, the pattern, the embroidery on the bottom is up to them, on their skills, on their taste, and so on and so on. The little handkerchief. Now this one is now just a decoration, post-wet maybe, but when they got engaged, they got a nice big, or they prepared a nice big, they called it engagement handkerchief. They got the ring, and the handkerchief went to the boyfriend, or the bridegroom. Of course with the name of him. Now if ever they broke up, it didn't happen to often, it was a big shame. But if ever they broke up, the handkerchief went back. So the only thing she had to do, just quickly remove the name, very practical, wasn't it? And just find another boyfriend, a new name. Next slide, please. On, if they found. Aprons, always black, except white. In the kitchen, for cooking they were wearing white. And also for the weekend, when they went to the church, they also wore white aprons. And again, the same thing on the bottom of the aprons, the same shiny thing, to keep evil away from the kitchen. Now the skirts. Only the top skirt is colorful, the rest you'll see, the petticoats are pure white. But the top coat is always pleated. So it actually is really long. The material they use, the fabric, could be 5-6 yards. Sometimes it's really, really heavy. But it's never ever sewed together. You see? It's kept kind of open. So it looks at anyone. Kind of like that. Oh. And I was told on my bus, on the green bus, about the petticoats. The bigger she was, the better it was. So how many petticoats do you think she's wearing? Yes. 5, 4, 7, 1, 4. Okay, shall we count? Okay. So that is 1, 2, 3. So 3 petticoats and the top coat. Okay, that's all. Now under the colorful one, on the white petticoat, there is always a big pocket. There's a big pocket. Perfect against pickpockets, I promise. For the keys, for the tissues, for tips this time. But normally, no. Now the stocking was always white, nothing else but white. And again, during the week, black shoes. When they went to wear black boots, and only once in their lifetime, a pair of red boots. Can you guess? Obvious, yes, wedding. Quite often a whole village owned a pair of red boots. Gave one to each other. Size didn't matter. But also I have to admit that the boots, the black ones, were really expensive. So they had to spare to get a nice pair of black boots for years and years. So the cobbler was one of the most cherished persons of the village. And also they always kept the boots hanging as well, because if it was on the floor, rats might have chewed them up. So that's a big disaster. Okay, now any questions about the way she's dressed? No?
What about the hat?
Yeah, the hat.
The hat?
The hat itself.
Well, the hat has three parts. Has this part which is kind of not just strong, but it's kind of not flexible, not say. Then there is this big shawl plus the fringe. That's the hat. And it's pinned on the bun. Always with aprons. Aprons, yes. Okay then, some more singing, some